Hello, my name is Austin. I'm just going to get you guys to introduce you. Just say your first name, just around the...
I'm Maldi. God bless.
Boss lady, how you doing?
Sorry.
Bambino.
Savior.
These lovely people have really helped me tonight. I'm going to be doing a narrative speech, which you asked me to do, on a life experience. A life experience I've had was when I was 17, I decided to try heroin for the first time, and it really didn't work out so well, like you would imagine. But it kind of started off slower than that. So when I was 15, I was selling pot, whatever. I'm from a small town called Keystone Heights. 2 stoplights, raised on a farm. Just really there's nothing to do but drink and ride four-wheelers, and it's actually a fun town. Literally my life was perfect. From the first, my mother's amazing, my dad's a good guy, everyone's amazing, family's awesome, supportive. I'm just an idiot. So when I moved, I moved into graduate. I graduated when I was 17, and at that point I was selling pounds and pounds of weed. I was getting shipped in from California, so I was selling a whole bunch of weed, and I was selling to everyone in the town, right? So some people came up to me and they offered me these pills, which were Roxy's at the time, and this was so I graduated in 2011, so this was 2011 on the dot. And I'm going, these pills are Roxy's. I don't know if you guys heard of them. It's called something else medically, but I don't really know. Yes. So I started off with that. It moved on really quickly after that. I got addicted to heroin, and it put me down pretty hard. I went from that to my ex-girlfriend, who was a softball player, super good. She graduated at 16. She actually dual enrolled, and she was playing softball and stuff. Well, so she got hooked onto a different drug. It wasn't heroin, it was meth. Tap the screen. Make sure it's so. Can you press 1, 2, 3? Sorry, I didn't know it was gonna do that. I think it's still recording now.
Probably so.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. My bad. It's still recording. So she was a softball player. She graduated high school real quick. So she started doing Molly. We were together 5 years, from 13. If that makes any sense to you guys, we were really close. And she broke up, but that was before everything went bad. And then she actually started getting addicted to meth. So I was addicted to heroin now. She's addicted to meth, using needles. She's using needles. She moved to Lakeland. In Lakeland, she got pregnant with this guy at 10. So I went there because I was gonna rescue her, but I'm on drugs, so that's not gonna work. I'm gonna go save her life, right? But so I go over there and I decide to pick up this drug. It's methamphetamine, which, to put things into circumstance, that woman she now has multiple personalities, and I'm not saying that wasn't because the real argument there is did the meth bring out the multiple personalities, or did she have that from the beginning? Well, so in a psychological point of view, I'm not smart enough to know, but I do know that I went to visit her in a medical facility, and she goes by a different name now. She's constantly getting arrested, and she's still kind of in use. I'm not really sure. I haven't talked to her in a few years, so she could be clean. I don't really know. But the fact is, I got pretty far out there. I went to go try and rescue this girl, and it didn't work out, right? I went there and I used meth. That's what happened, right? Because I'm a drug addict. So I went there and I used drugs with her and was thinking I was doing something good. So I went with a buddy, and when we got, when I felt that I had tried hard enough, I left. And I came back, and we went to Tampa, sort of, somewhere. Went to Cafe Risque, got kicked out of a strip club. Then we were over in the next parking lot. And the experience I had really changed my perception of what drugs actually were. Because opiates are more if you don't do them, you get sick, get really sick. And they're really they don't make you hallucinate though. Meth makes you stay up for days. And I was up for days at this point, and I was hallucinating. And so my starter went out in my Impala 2001. I had an Impala 2001. Very good cars, but it was a 2001. And the starter went out, so I'm trying to fix the starter. And at that point, I see like these babies trying to take apart the engine. And in that sense, I went over and I got my friend, and my friend comes back and he's like, "Hey, these babies," like I'm like, "Dude, these babies are trying to take apart the engine." And he's like, "I see him too." And he calls the cops immediately. Calls the cops. So when he calls the cops, I'm like, I didn't really think he was gonna call the cops, but it's still recording. Got it. It's still recording. Okay, so he calls the cops. Just click OK.
Session was timed out, it said.
Shit, that was a horrible presentation, but I still think it's recording. Let me see.
Yeah, you might want to check that out.
It's like 6 minutes or something.
It was at 6?
No.
I was talking way too long, yeah. 3 more minutes. Fuck me, man. That was horrible.
There you go.
Pretty interesting.
Is it still recording?
Yeah.
hope-
You got
I
like
hope
3 more
so.
minutes. 2 more minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 6 minutes and 20 seconds and counting.
So I'm just gonna wrap up this thing. So I'm sitting there, and I saw the baby taking apart my engine, and I told my friend, he called the cops. The cop shows up, right? And this cop is like in a Silverado Z71, so that's weird. He's dressed in all black. This is the kind of cop that comes out when you talk about babies being in engines, right? So he comes out, he has a 9mm pistol with a flashlight on it, and he's shining it in the engine, and he's like, "I don't see anything," because there was nothing there. We were both hallucinating, and somehow I convinced Matt there was babies in the engine. He called the cops, right? So I'm looking at the engine. The cop pulls out the gun. I think it's just a flashlight, and it's shining in there. And then bam, one pops up, and I grab the pistol of the cop, and I jerk it towards me, and I'm like, "There it is, it's right there," But in 3 seconds flat, I was on the ground, face down. Like the cop was like cussing at me, yelling at me like, "You're a fucking idiot! Like you should have fucking." Anyways, I'm getting called all sorts of names. Like within the next 5 minutes, there's 12 cops out there. They're all laughing at us. We're like up against the ambulance, and at that point, I'm still seeing stuff, but it's kind of kicking in that maybe I was seeing stuff. So by the time I get into the ambulance, the whole realization comes upon me, and I'm getting Baker acted, and I end up.
Kiva.
Wakiva came way later. Wakiva came way later. But Wakiva Springs I've actually been to, the suicidal part of that. I think I wrecked myself one time too. So I'm there, and my parents show up. I'm young. This is when I was 19 at this point. And I'm looking at everybody, and I'm taking my parents back to the place, and I'm trying to convince them that there was babies taking apart my engine. That's how nuts I am because of that drug,
Baby.
And I literally, I saw that, I believed it, but none of it was real. And it took me a couple of weeks to recover from that, and since then I've been very well and doing very well. So I'm kind of glad it happened. You know what I'm saying? It was like the thing that made me say, "Oh shit, I need to get my stuff together."
Wake up call.
It took a while. So thank you guys for sitting down and listening to me talk about some stupid stuff.
All right.
Right.
Good.
Good job. Good job.
That's
Good
that
job.
Yeah.